Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Welcome back to another exciting adventure. Play Truth, I'm your host, Travis Finley. It's so deceptive when I play this conspiracy music, guru music at the beginning because my headphones have volume regardless of what I do with my. I'm gonna mute my watch page because I'm a newbie. Watch page, watch noob. Alright. So, I was wondering why the music was still in my ear because I was turning down the volume. I'm like, why isn't this working? It's so surreal. It's like shooting a zombie, but it just keeps coming. You're like, why won't you die? Let's see. Okay, so I decided to just do this real quick. I found this lost footage and thought that I would just go through it and talk through it and just see what happens. So that's what we're gonna do because it's my show. Just kidding. I mean, it is my show, but I'm not trying to be a Richard. I'm trying to be a Richard. Okay, what am I doing? Here we go. There's this. There's this. So I got this complaint the other night on Jose J.G. Gonzalez by Lewis Hackett. And he's like, why don't you show everybody where you're shooting from every single time? Because I don't want to. I just want to get out there and shoot. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get out there and shoot. I just got a text from my kids. Okay, so anyway, Lewis Hackett says, we want to see where you're shooting from. And I said, I'm telling you. Yeah, but we want to make sure. We can't trust you. So this was footage that I found from back in September, and it's right at the beginning of the shoot. It's not everything, but it's close enough, so here we go. And I'll just interject on the
Water temperature is nice, probably in the low 70s.
Okay, so I've just got to stop right here. Okay, stop, thank you. So, right here, you can see proximity, right? You can see that you can see the, oh my gosh. This OBS sometimes is so fickle because I just grabbed the pointy finger down and it highlighted it, and then when I started to move, it clicked onto something else. So anyway, and after putting together something that I can pull up and show, then go along with my narrative I give, to me it's irrefutable. Are you mocking me, Wolf Robinson? Is that what am I reading between the lines correctly? You're mocking me? How dare you? How dare you? Okay, everybody ignore Wolf. Okay, so the proximate water to me is moving the distance here. And what I want to say is that once we get out to the distance and you can't see the distant shoreline because of the mirage, I want you to take notice of the water. Okay, so I'm starting this over. And I want you to go back in your mind. We're gonna go back in time and watch it all over again. I want you to watch the water. I want you to look to kind of like, what does this water look like it's doing? Okay. SE Montreal in the house.
All right, here we go. So the tide is up a little bit over a foot. Water temperature is nice.
Okay, so I totally misread Wolf Robinson. Okay, so this is what I read. This is his comment. And after, oh, you know what? So funny because I missed the first one. Hello, Travis. Anyway, saying I would one of these days would be great. Anyway, I was saying that I would. See, I didn't get any of this. Did you say something earlier on? Hello, Travis. Anyway, Lena, I don't know who Lena is, was saying that I would. One of these days soon would be great, Travis. Okay. And after putting together something that I can pull up and show to go along with any narrative I give, to me it's your... See, this whole thing right here totally sounds like you're putting those words into my mouth as if I'm saying, and after I put something together that I can pull up and show to go along with any narrative I give, to me it's irrefutable. So it just sounded like you were mocking me, but whatever. What's going on, Eyes to See? How you doing? Okay, all good. I'm not mocking you. I respect you and your views very much. I don't understand either. Neither do I. So it might at times come across. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, Wolf Robinson. I'm gonna blue you. Up. I just blew up. Wolf Robinson. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that. Here we go. So let's go back again. SE Montreal in the house. And here we go. So again, pay attention to the water once we get into the mirage.
So the tide is up a little bit over a foot. Water temperature is nice, probably in the low 70s.
Blew you up. I just blew up. Wolf Robinson. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that. Here we go. So let's go back again. SE Montreal in the house. And here we go. So again, pay attention to the water once we get... Okay, did you guys see it? You see what I see? I hate multitasking. Okay. The water, to me, looks higher. It looks like it's high, right? And so once you get to this line here, where the mirage, where you have the horizon, I just heard a buzz, but I didn't see anything on my phone. What's going on? Anyways, once you get here, this is where the magic happens because of the distance and everything else. So the ramping up of this into the distance brings it to a table limit. As Gleam, shout out to the king of the universe, Gleam, for all of his research. He has introduced me to a new term that was conceptually understood by me, that there is a limit out here on the horizon that has to do with everything that we talk about with the Aether Band perspective and everything else. Okay, so difficult to resolve here because of the my word, people. It did it again. I am clicking on the pointy finger. Okay. Here's the pointy. Okay. Remember, we have the Vanishing Line, right? We have an inferior mirage right here in this house. And the inferior mirage is... This thing is so hard to manipulate. The inferior mirage is right there because this is a 3-story building. This is the bottom floor. This is the second story, and then this is the attic or whatever they do up there. Okay, so there's that. And the limit of the mirage is where the water line starts, optically. Okay, so there's that little tiny, it's just a little tiny spot right there that is the degree of the mirage. The mirage has a certain degree in your visual line of sight. Trying to find a naked water slide. Those two. How about this one? No, that's orange. How about this one? That's kind of okay. How many of these do I have? That's a boat slide. I don't want the boat slide. Naked water slide. This one? Okay, that's better. It's a little bit better. I like that one. Okay. Alright, so we're moving this water up. Okay, here is where the water ends, but we understand and know that it continues to go. Now, the water doesn't go all the way up to this house, right? This house is not built on the water. This house is about 50 feet away from the water and about 15 feet elevation. Okay? So everything that is magical, everything that is optically magical here, I'm trying to get this pointer finger here. It's like it selects everything except what I don't want. Look at that. This is so stupid. Okay, everything in this area right here represents physical distance and, well, I just say 3D space because that covers every single axis, right? We just don't know how far away this is from this horizon. We don't know where this horizon is, but we could measure it if we had a boat sitting right on top of it. So this little tiny space right here, let me make the finger as big as the space maybe. Will that work? Pull my finger. Okay, you see that? See how I just made that finger block the inferior mirage, right? I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller because I think right there, okay? That's like a wave that's blocking something behind it. So like if there was a swell that was coming through here and it came up this high, it would block whatever this is. That's what this mirage is doing. This mirage is hiding. It has vanished the water that is continuing to go into the distance here, and it has also vanished the shoreline and everything else that you're going to see as we continue this video. All right, so here we go. I'm going to stop talking. Ali B Smurf in the house. Flat Earth Data in house. See, I can't read this. If I read this, I'll get distracted. Alright, so right here we have a sailboat. Okay. That sailboat is miraged. And the mirage starts right here. That means that the hull of this sailboat is right where the finger is pointing, scale-wise. We just can't see it because it is obstructed by the mirage. Okay. Now, what I have is I have boats that are watercraft, that are not sailboats, and you're going to see it in this video. This water is lowered. It's not ramped up. It's leveled out, so that we can see farther and we can see these boats jetting along the water. You can't see this boat, you can only see the sail. You can't see the body of the boat. What I'm telling you is I have bodies of boats that are more than likely farther away than this, but they're not miraged like this, right? So, anyway. Allie, run your own show, okay? I'm talking about mirages. I'm talking about Aether Band. I'm not talking about eclipses. Come on, man. You're trying to hijack my stream. I have a theory about eclipses. Does anybody want to hear it during this stream?
My feet are getting pecked by these minnows. My ankles, this is just like this perpetual tickling.
Alright, so one of the frustrating things about autofocus is the camera's trying to resolve which to focus on right now. The channel marker, the water.
In case you were interested.
We got somebody out on a boat right here. It's okay, Allie B. I forgive you. Just gotta keep your eye out for what goes on. Like I said, I'm just shooting here. Okay, so here's my Chesapeake, the mouth of the Chesapeake. Right? We have 3 different geographical markers here. One on the right, one on the left, and the one in the middle. Okay, you can see by the coloring. This is, well, you can't see, you can't understand how far away it is. But this is measured at 6 miles. This is measured at 9 ... and this is measured at 12 ... Okay. So this is what Lewis Hackett wanted me to do. He wanted me to zoom out so you can get a wide angle idea here, and then zoom in. He's like, how do we know this is where you're at? Because I just told you. Yeah, but we want you to show us. Every single time? Yeah, every single time, show us. I'm not doing that, man. Yeah, out of focus. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Okay, now here we go. Now, what's going on here is we've got boats here in the distance, miraged. Okay? This island is 3 miles away. So we got boats right here, right? Understanding, distance. This is all horizontal, all the same plane. Camera has not yet focused. There's a floating pylon that it's focused at. Channel marker. Watercraft moving along over here in the distance. There's another one coming up right over here. So just to give you an idea about the sailboat, right? So this sailboat, you can see the hull. Whereas in the other sailboat you couldn't. So this is closer to us. If this were farther away, then this would end up blending into itself. And the mirage would envelop into a single unit where the top sail would be here and below. You see that water? Oh, you just see that waterfowl take off on the... Watch the waterfowl over here. It's going to take off like right here. Watch. It's going to be like a duck taking off. Here it comes. Oh, no, wait. Here it comes. It's right here. Okay? Right here. Watch for the duck to take off. Here we go. There it goes. See it? It's on the water right there, right? camera, seeing what I can see. I'm going to pause real quick and read Alexander's comment. When the amount of details of waves at the horizon are like the video just a little while ago, you can bet that the furthering of the horizon is not in sync with the stretching up of the objects, is not in sync with the stretching up of objects. Yeah, I think what I hear you saying is that you have more than one dynamic happening at the same time, you know? So you've got something happening in proximity, you have something happening in the distance, but those are a 3D image in your field of view, and it's a combination of both effects happening, if I understand you correctly, Alexander. Yes? So again, as we're looking here, we can easily see that this water looks high. It looks higher, and then it stops. So where did it go? Where did the water go? Okay, there is a distortion happening here with refraction. Yeah, I mean, unless it's out there, Alexander. But see, it's not been put into the context of flat Earth. Someone might be talking about this, like Gleam found table limit in discussion of perspective with the limit of our eyes. Okay, yeah, we know that, we understand that, but I don't think put it in this context where we're talking about the lack of curvature and what this means for what we see and how we see, which is why I'm shooting this stuff in proximity over and over again, because on another day this water is not going to be ramped up and I can see the shoreline. Okay, and this is not far enough away to have a curve. So when this boat crosses this threshold, this is the limit of the mirage above, right? There's a mirage above. And where the mirage ends and the water begins is where that delicate dance, where they pass the baton to each other. Here, you take over. No, you take over. No, I don't want to take over. You take over. No way, man. It's all you. When this boat crosses into this threshold, it's going to take a while to develop into the mirage, but it's not going to go down and away from us because this... Okay, here we go, people. Listen up, please. Here it is. Timestamp this wherever we're at. This demarcation in the water is just like what Jose showed us in his show, where he's got a boat over the curve. Okay? He's got a boat over the curve. If this is the horizon, this boat should go down and away from us, right? It's not gonna. It's gonna continue on the plane, and it's gonna be in the band, and it's going to be on water that you can't see because the water is behind the band. So if this is not the horizon, then there's no physical curve to go over. It's not gonna go down the curve after this. It's not going to disappear bottom up because of obstruction due to curvature. It's not what's going to happen. Therefore, my suggestion is that's what never happens. Well, there's no mirage, Travis. We don't see it. How dare you say there's no curve? How dare you? No, simply because there's no mirage in the way that we're used to. Doesn't mean there's not a table limit effect going on. Doesn't mean there's not some refractive distortion going on because you're increasing distance. This is only 3 miles away, maybe. So if you're going 10 and more, you're going to have the same effect, but it's on a sliding scale. Right? Am I talking too much? This is one of Travis from over a year ago. I gotta see this. This is gonna be good. What is this? What is this? Oops, something went wrong. You trying to hijack? You trying to, what is this? Yeah, it's not letting me. It says something went wrong. Maybe I should, oops. Oh, I cut out the crack in the, chat. I lost my chat. Pop out the chat again. Bring it over here. Maybe I should copy it. There we go. Copy. I don't understand. Oh yeah, I don't get it. This is one of Travis from a year ago. I just copied and pasted that, and that is tonight's debate. What else? Exactly, not here, but in the photos you sent me. It happens. That's why we're having open discussions. Anybody want to join? I can make a panel if you guys want to join. Anybody? Tag me so that I can see it, and I will create a panel. Okay, so let's do this real quick. So right here we can see that the boat has got away before the channel is the channel islands. This is the video. So this boat is right here on this plane, and you can see that it's got some distance before it goes into the boat. So now, let me just say this again. There's refraction going on right here, okay? It's amazing when I say this kind of stuff on Jose's channel, and he's like, look how clear this image. I'm like, Jose, there's refraction. He says, where? Like, you can't see, it's blurry. Look at this, it's blurry. It's not your fault. This is refraction. What the heck is that? There's a bug. Watch this. This is kind of trippy. It looks like there's this butterfly out here. Watch. Over here to the left. Watch over here to the left. And let me get this over here so I can see. For some reason I stopped this. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Nearly there. Okay, so right here along this line, you're going to see this black dot coming in and out of the water visually, and I think it's like a butterfly or something. So watch stage left. There it goes, right there. See it? It's right here at the back of the boat. Let me come back a little bit. See if I can get it in a frame. No. Hold on. Right there, right there, right there, right there. You see this little black dot right here? See that? A little black dot? Just kind of keep your eye on that. You're going to see this thing flicker in and out. It's just interesting. Gone. Coming. Here it comes. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. That's really weird. You see it go? See it going across the screen? That's really trippy. I think she was just picking her nose. Okay, so here we go. So we've got these two sailboats here and this boat. Let's come back a little bit. You're a dodo shape. You're the shape of a dodo. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so here we've got these two sailboats now. This one is more proximate. Okay, this one is more distant. But we can clearly see that this is not over a curve. It is an inferior mirage. And right here in the sweet spot is where obstruction happens. A blurry fly. That's a great name. Alright, so now we've got those boats in the distance there. This boat is still in proximity to us. It's not in the band. It is right on the cusp. Right on the threshold, baby. Let me ask you guys a question. Here's the channel marker. Here's the boat. In front of or behind? In front of or behind? Anyone? I'll wait for a second. Let's see if we can get like 5 responses. In front of or behind? Is that boat going to pass in front of or behind the channel marker? You guys are slow on the draw. 5, 4, I was going to say behind. Honestly, I was going to say behind. Alright, we are in the band, people. We are in the band. Got some people walking around while I'm shooting. Got some dogs slopping around. Okay, so you can clearly see miraging happening right here. We've got this little houseboat over here as well. Okay, so right now, this boat. My pointer. Alright, here is the water line. This boat is above that water line. It's not going down. It's not going over a curve. Simply because you can't see a mirage with boats that are allegedly going over a curve and you can't see the boat. They are still in this zone right here. They're still in this zone. The reason why you can see this top is because it's higher than the zone. It's higher than right here. But as long as you're in here, that's where the wonkiness happens. Okay, and that's where things disappear. And when you add distance to that, it's a sliding scale. It's a sliding scale, right? Okay. All right, I'm gonna hide this Monty Python prop here. That's so hilarious. Who said that the other day? Can't remember. Both of these boats are on water, going into the distance. So again, what we need to understand is that what we see happening on this scale with this mirage is still what happens when you don't have a mirage, and it looks like these boats are either over the curve or floating up in the air. Now the reason why we don't have any sky below these two boats is because of the angle of the sun right now, I'm sure, and the height of this landmass behind it. If this landmass was shorter, I think that because you see that we have this this tree line here is mirrored on itself, this is what's being mirrored. But if this tree line here were lower, 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 then if the angle was right, we would see the reflection of the sky. All right, now look over here to the, look right here. You see this guy coming, sneaking up? Look at this guy trying to come to the party, right here. Watch this guy. See him? See him creeping across the, look at that. He's going in front of this boat. Okay? You see that? You see this guy? Guy just creeping along right here. This is an inferior mirage. Where's the boat? Where'd the boat go? Don't be stupid. Alright, again, just because I have to say it too over and over again for myself, just to kind of keep thinking through this, okay? You see the inferior mirage here? You see the boat mirrored on itself, okay? You have a mirror reflection. You have a mirror reflection going on right here. There's a doubling of this boat. You don't see the cockpit. You don't see this part. You see? I'm showing you what you see. That's all you see. Okay? But what I want you to think about is the limit of the mirage, right? The limit of the mirage all the way along the horizon line here. The limit of the mirage and the vanishing line. Those are two different references for the same phenomenon. The vanishing line is where the mirage begins, and the limit of the mirage, maybe I gotta think of the vanishing limit, vanishing line, and the vanishing limit. How about we do that? You guys happy with that? Back reflection. I have to think about that one, Allie. But the vanishing line is where the mirage starts. The vanishing limit is where the mirage ends. That represents physical distance. This boat is going farther and farther away from us. And this line here where the water ends is not where this boat is. This boat is not on this line. It's farther away. How far? We don't know. That's why this little part here is scalable for distance if we knew where this boat was. This could be a quarter mile's worth of space. This little tiny could be a quarter mile distance. Everybody follow what I'm saying? Well, that's just kind of a not. It's just kind of that's redundant, isn't it, Allie? If they're calling this the back reflection, is that because it's the back of the boat? What if it was coming forward? What if it was coming towards us? So maybe I'm not really understanding what you mean, what they mean by back reflection. How about this, guys? How about this? There's enough wave going on here to mess with this buoy. See this tiny little buoy right here? This buoy's gonna disappear and come back with just, I don't know, 6 inches of wave. Right? Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Where'd it go? There it is. Where'd it go? There it is. See that? Where'd it go? The reason why we see the spray from the bow is because that's physical water, right? So the reason why we don't see spray like this the whole time is because this spray is above the limit of the table limit. The spray is above. It's high enough for us to see. When it disappears, it goes back into the band. I always forget to hide Like crazy. Oh, pointy finger. Oh, pointy, pointy. Watch that bird. Watch that bird. Watch that bird. Oh, he psyched us out. I thought that bird was... Wait! Where'd that bird go? That bird just totally disappeared, people. Let's go back and see it again. Nope. There it went. Here we go. Ready? See that bird? Okay. This reflection here is not on the water. It is not on the water. This reflection is not on the water. This reflection is not on the water. Okay? It's going to turn around. Psych! Watch it. It's going to disappear right when it gets right back here. Here it comes. Here it comes. Gone. Okay? Right there. Right there is the vanishing line that you cannot see here. You can kind of, once you get over here, you got a contrast of the mirroring. You can cut this in half, and that's pretty much right where that bird is going to, would have disappeared. Now, if this boat were to stay on that tangent, it would have gone straight into the same area as that bird. So I'm going to say this ahead of time right now. Okay, this is a lot of refraction. Okay, this is high refraction. You got no focus up here on these trees. You got no focus right here on this channel marker. You got no focus on this boat. The water's kind of focusy, unfocusy, yeah. Okay? Now, later on, we're going to see farther because the refraction index changes, but it's still going to be crazy high refraction. We're not going to have an inferior mirage, but it's going to be crazy high refraction. Look at this. Look at the stern dancing and coming up out of the water and showing the white of the hull, and then mixing together. Gone. Where'd it go? Where'd the hull go? Where's the hull? Where'd the hull go? Where's this boat going? This boat is not going over a curve, people. This boat right here is not going over a curve. Okay? This boat right here is more proximate, and you can see the line where the water should be hitting the boat. That means that there's water from here to here. You cannot see that water. This is a mirage all the way across. All the way across. There is water. Water. What's going on, Sean G? Welcome to the show. Okay, so here I'm going to slide up my scale. I cannot stand how this thing will not like register where I'm. That's not what I want. I wonder what am I going to do? Is it downward pointer, incubus, the naked water slide. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Let me go back. Right here. Okay. This water. Oh, you're giving me your email address for the video files. I have a boat video to review again. I cannot. I have a boat video to review on your stream in a bit. Why did you do it on my show right now, Sean? I can send you a link. In the meantime, all right, here's my naked water slide, right? You see what I'm doing here? Okay, I'm going to show you what's really here. See that? That boat is really on the water. Okay? That water goes all the way up to this boat. That's where the vanishing limit is. Here's the vanishing limit. We're in the zone. We're in the band. But there's still water there. That's the same. Cussing Smurf. I'm picking. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, that's the same thing here. This water continues into the distance here, but it's difficult to resolve because of the angle and the light, all that stuff, right? This line right here is not the curve. This is not the geometrical horizon. It never is. It never is. Okay, listen, Sean. Everybody stop talking so Sean can pay attention, please. I see Montreal, stop poking Sean. Okay, stop poking him with your pencil, please. Sean G. I am not using physical water to obstruct anything. I am erasing the aether band. I'm erasing the aether band with this movement. This is what the boat should look like. It is on physical water. This is the physical boat. This is the physical boat. This is the physical water. Okay? This is the physical boat. This is the physical water. I'm not using this water image to obstruct anything. I'm showing you how to wipe away the mirage to see what's there. I'm wiping away the mirage. Okay? Are we clear? Would you like to repeat what I just said? Shout out to Shout out to Musicians for Truth. Smurf in the house. Please make sure, everyone, that you hit that Fonzie. Thanks for everyone being here as well. A little white small observation for you. I have no willpower. Oh, you said Sean. Sean, would you like to repeat for the class what I just said? Or let me ask you this question, Sean, yes or no? Do you still believe that your comment stands that I am using a body of physical water to show obstruction? Do you still believe that that is correct? Right here? But you're using physical... Oh my god, he just said but, which means you don't get it. Bro. Okay. Okay, this is what you're saying to me. Travis, you are using physical body of water to show, without refraction, how the horizon obstructs. No. Okay? Oh my cussing Smurf. Give me my pointer. Okay, Sean, here we go, Sean. Okay. This part right here that is behind my finger is the mirage. That's the mirage. That's not curvature. That's not curvature, Sean. This obstruction right here is not curvature. I don't know, maybe it would make sense if we could have a discussion. If you want me to give you a link, I'll... No, you're not. Okay, I'm not... Okay. If you get what I'm saying, you would not be saying what you think I'm doing. Okay? Because what I'm saying is what I'm doing. I am not showing how the horizon obstructs. Because the horizon does not obstruct. Catherine Willie Smurf in the house. Catherine is an off-the-grid woman of the century in Alaska, I do believe. Is that correct, Catherine? I hope that you are well. I hope things are well for you. So anyway, Sean, tag me if you want me to create a panel. I'll get you in here, and you can. Like I said, maybe it would be easier to talk this through rather than me just saying what I'm saying with a louder voice. Okay, well then I need to create a panel real quick. Okay, zoom. Okay, this is the same day in the evening. Okay, I'm going to get back to it in a second. I'm just going to set this shenanigans up. Invite, copy URL, and close this, and open this back up. And, okay, I'm just going to put it in public. Here is the link if you want to join. Anybody can join, but it is primarily to Sean G right now. Alright, so I'm going to share the screen so I can and get that finger out of here. Awesome. I hope your garden just lavishes you with love. Hello, come in. I can. You actually are a little bit low now. I'm just gonna crank you up, and then I'm gonna have to turn off the sultry sounds of solfeggio.
Yeah, your 80s porn music is got loud.
That is not 80s porn music.
All right, 70s.
Whatever, dude.
All right.
Like, I wouldn't know what 80s or 70s porn music sounds like. So,
late 70s.
What the heck? What's going on, Sean?
Right. Not much, my friend. Just getting ready for the stream, but then I saw you were live, so I came on by.
Cool, man.
Just checking out your observation.
Okay, so can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right. So the basic gist of what I would say I'm going to represent most of our understanding of this is that these boats are continuing to travel along on top of physical water that we cannot see. But it is still straight directly in front of us, just like this tree is. This tree is at a higher angle. This top of this boat is at a higher angle than this boat, you know, so we can talk about 3D space as we're looking into the distance. So what we need to understand is that what's happening right here, why doesn't this look like a boat? You know what I mean?
Refraction.
Right. Okay. Yeah, good. So, you know, why when I push play, you're going to see the hull come in and out. You know, you're going to see the whole blue take over. You're going to see a strip of white in between, you know. But what we can't see right here in this lower part is this water that is right here. So if we could take away this, if we could, you know, wipe this away with magic, you would see water. Just like you would see water go all the way up to this boat here.
Yep.
He said, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We see water.
Yeah.
If we took refraction out, yep.
Yep. But there's no curvature here. I'm not blocking anything with what you were saying earlier. Let me just scroll back up so I don't misquote you. You said you're using a physical body of water to show how the horizon obstructs. But
So
But
so in the situation, what you're doing is like we were just saying, where you're basically taking the refraction out of the situation, right? We're trying to observe the geometric horizon in a nutshell, right? And what you're doing is you're using a overlay of a body of water to overlay the refraction. Well, what you're doing is you're showing the geometric horizon.
I don't. You're right. I don't think I have a disagreement with that. But the part that I'm going to highlight right here in your comment is the horizon obstructs. But
Hmm?
that's not what my.
Oh, you're I yeah. You just said it, and I listened to it, and yeah, you're right. That's wrong. That is
Okay.
not the correct way of saying it.
Okay.
You're right,
All right. Well.
100%.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, when you said it, I realized like, oh yeah, that's not. The horizon doesn't obstruct the
Okay.
body of
No,
water.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's going to happen next is the evening comes along. All right. So here we go. We're watching the very last vestiges of this boat. I can't remember how long I wait. If it's the thing that happens in this, Sean, is that the view. I'm looking at the viewfinder right now. So what we're seeing right now, which is a 14 by what 10, 14 by 10 screen right now. So I can see with detail what I couldn't see on my viewfinder. So typically, when I'm looking in my viewfinder right now, I can't even see this boat because of the resolution that's there. So I'm probably already thinking this boat is going because I've seen myself move away from targets that I'm following. Like the other day, I was watching this jet skier go into the distance, and I left him. I'm like, what the hell, Travis? Why are you moving away? And I thought about it. I probably couldn't see him anymore with my naked eye, so I thought he was
Yeah.
gone. So that's always an interesting dynamic, but you can just see it going away. Yep, there I moved away from it. Okay, so now this is now. Check this shit out, dude. This is now about 6 o'clock in the evening,
You guys ready?
and we can see the water moving into the distance. We've got like tons of aquabands. We've got this huge one here, right? Remember, I used aquabands to refer to
Hmm?
these designations that would represent
The layer.
distance.
Yeah.
It's a layer, but we don't know what
Hmm?
the scale is, right? So, what, like this scale right here, that could be, let's say,
Yeah.
what, 300 yards? I don't know. And then
Yep.
you got to break it down here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers of
Yep. And
distance.
that was one of the things that when we met up that I had observed that I went, okay, that's something you don't normally see, or you don't. It's harder to see in photos or videos sometimes. But yeah, when you're on the beach, it is a very obvious thing you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it does help when you get there, you know what I mean? To go there in
Oh yeah,
person, or
big
so to
time.
speak, or whatever. But what I said earlier in the video is there's still a shitload of refraction going on right here, man.
Agree.
You know? All
Wait,
right.
why do I have comms?
That was me. I
Should
just
be
burped.
coming up on the park.
It wasn't me.
There it is.
Okay, so let's go back. See this park right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a shoreline, sand shoreline here. I should have marked this spot down earlier. Well, let me do this. I think that was 9 something. 9:58 maybe? Yeah. Okay, 9:58. That's where we're leaving off.
Guys, what are you guys
I'm
doing?
going to go back here when we were
I
panning
can't. I have the comms.
at the very
I have the
beginning.
comms.
All right.
Wait, guys, let me pick up my car. Pick up my car.
Hold on real
This
quick.
car's
I'm just going to go from too far.
Pick me up. Go, go, go.
Okay, there's the red roof house. I'm just going to camp out right here until it moves because I'm not going to try to fish around for it. Okay, so right now we can't see the shoreline. Right now, it looks to me like the water is high. It looks like I'm low down to the water. Okay, so just keep that in mind when we see the contrast in a minute when we go back to the evening and the way the water is lying. Here, there it is. Okay, at 1:13, Here, I'm going to stop it at
How do I add this?
right here. Okay? This is going to be the same vantage point
Oh, it's that.
at 9 minutes and 58 seconds, except we're going to have a straight shot down to the shore.
Oh no. Oh my god.
And that's the Chesapeake. And this is the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
Does it have tides?
Okay, but see what you...
I don't know how big it is though.
The tides that it has is just 2 feet. 2
Okay.
feet. But I want you to try to think about the physics of what you're saying. If the water went up that high, it would be burying the shoreline.
Well,
mean,
it
the
would
water-
depend. What's the? I don't know the difference or the distance.
It's about 6 miles to the other side. Can't remember if it was.
That's not gonna.
Huh?
It's not really gonna. That's not really gonna obstruct a whole lot. That's 6 miles. I mean, it's gonna obstruct a lot, but it's not
Right,
gonna.
but when this is what I hear when people say how high is the tide. They're expecting the water to go up so high that it's burying this. Like the water should, in their mind, the water is all the way over to the shoreline at this level,
I have a sticky bomb. I'm gonna put it on
right?
the top.
But that would
It will depend because a 2 foot swell, a 2 foot tide isn't gonna.
tide isn't the same as
very much.
tide isn't the same
You're
as
right,
a
you're right.
swell though.
Yeah, but a swell can overtake that shore, and in your video wouldn't have much of a reference point to see that it is a swell.
Well, but I think that we
no,
can,
unless you zoomed out.
I think that we can see from the ripples that are on the surface that this is a pretty moderate day.
Chili dad.
Well, in the red roof one, you look like you're so zoomed in you can't see a wide angle of it. Your peripheral isn't wide, so I could see how a swell there would obscure. It wouldn't be possible to be like so long. Is what I
Coming
meant.
up
That's
on
what I
the,
meant by it.
Okay.
Park.
So let's go back. Just watch the as I pan right here, like right here. We didn't see any of these buildings when I was panning this direction at the beginning part of the
Park.
video. And right here, now this part right here was visible in the previous shot, but you could not see the shoreline. So we still have tons of refraction because the image is not clear. It's refracted. It's distorted. But there's
Distortion isn't refraction.
Yes, it
refraction
is.
refraction can cause distortion, but it's not. They're not like hand in hand. You can have a distortion and not have refraction. Just have bad focal aperture.
Okay. I mean, I can go. I can go with that distinction. I would say that in this instance, though, I wouldn't say that we have an issue of focal length distortion. The distortion here, in the context that I'm speaking, is due to refraction.
Well, where would you say your refraction lines are in this one?
That's one of those questions that I do not want to crunch those numbers. If some geek out there wants to get off and go do that, well, I'll wish him the best. But I'm not going to do it.
Cool. Yeah, if you're not, perfect. If you're saying you're not, okay. That's that discussion. That's how it works. Again, I don't. It'd be more information based. Like like you were just saying, you need tons of information to really have a conversation about what we're looking at. I don't know the location and time, day, yada 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 yada.
Yeah. This is a curiosity here. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a platform. I don't think it's a swimming platform, but maybe it's a dock that someone maybe moors his boat to when he fishes. I don't know. I don't always see it.
Is it floating?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have a couple of files that when I see it, I'll mark those files as floating dock. or something along those lines. I think maybe I have
Mm.
it. I have at least two. I might have three, and they're all at different perspectives. So what I mean to say is, in one of them, if I could find it and show it to you right now, you wouldn't have
Mm.
any of this water behind it. You would only have this water, and then boom, this, and that's all you would see, and then you would just see land.
So, like in this image, it's almost to think that from the top of that platform up is refraction, or the middle of that. I mean,
Well, okay, I can't show you unless you look on the YouTube watch page with, and it's going to be delayed. But can you see my mouse, my cursor?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm at the bottom of the screen right now. This is moving into the distance, right? Moving into the distance. There's still, all of this is the Aether band. Everything that we're looking through right now is the Aether band. It's the air, it's the humidity, it's the pressure, it's the density, it's light, everything. Heat, whatever. If the water is warmer than the air, if the air is warmer than the water, I don't really give a smurf. Honestly, I don't. I think it's all
What's
clinical.
your beef with Smurfs? I think Smurfs are pretty cool, and you use it as a derogatory term.
It's an open-ended term. It can be complimentary. It can be derogatory.
Okay.
It can be ambiguous.
Okay.
Like all of my followers, Sean, we've decided they're called Smurfs.
Ah,
But I can also tell you, Sean, you're like the biggest Smurf in the world, man. Knock it off. Why are you such a big Smurf?
I don't get it. I get it. You know how that is. I get it.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here's the cursor. The cursor is moving into the distance. Okay. And we hit our first aqua band. Right? And that aqua band, we can say that this platform is right on the horizon. Because that's the limit of this first band here. This first band ends right here. So this is where this platform is. This line above this platform is not physically in 3D space above. It is in the distance, according to perspective, it's above it. It's just simply farther away. And it is refracted. Like, what is this? What is this? That looks kind of symmetrical. Like there's all these little bumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what those are. But they're not clear because of refraction. But then we keep moving into the distance. We're moving over the top of physical water, and we're going to see boats jetting along this line right here. Okay, we're seeing into the distance. This is not being refracted up over anything. It is in front of us, and the reason why we're seeing it this way is because of refraction.
Well, it doesn't need to be bouncing up and over
Is that a
anything.
boat?
It can just be the angle that the light changes that makes that happen.
Okay, let's start over. Let's start over again so that I can understand you.
So-
The angle that the light changes. What? Okay, go back.
So
and do
I
that.
see what you're saying, because you're saying a lot of the argument is that because of the curvature, the bend of the curvature is what refracts what we're seeing as the refraction, as it bends over the refraction. The problem with that is that we're not saying that all light works that way, which means that all light is coming straight at you on a flat Earth or anything. Literally, if the light is coming from a different angle, you're going to get different reactions to it at a different point of the day. If you don't have that much distance, like you're saying, and then you don't have your horizon isn't an ocean, your refraction may be different than the refraction you're getting on your oil platforms.
Okay, so we're looking at this house in front of us, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought I saw like a band, but it looks like a porch or something on that White House.
I mean, it could be. I'm interpreting this little line right here as the shoreline.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that this boat is right on the shoreline, but this is land. This is physical land, and that could represent 100 yards of
Yeah,
yard
yeah.
before it gets to the house. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's my beef with someone like Rumpus that says that light bends. Okay. That I mean this light is bending right here, but it's not bending down.
I don't think it's. I hate the term bending. I would say more changes angle. or path.
Okay, but you can see a square here. This is a square,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
You can see a rectangle right here with this little divot, whoop, and then you come back
yeah, but
down.
see, I would say, see, the problem is, oh, I first of all, I can't say for sure that that building doesn't look like that, but I would say its distortion is going to tell me something. But
Sure,
again, I
but
don't know what the real, I don't know what the building looks like, with, up close. So
sure.
the building may look like that.
Well, I
Like we're
doubt it.
that,
I
well,
doubt it looks like that would be a really bizarre world if a building looked like this.
like you see that bottom part, how it looks like it has like a bend to it.
Yeah,
Like I feel like that the distortion is doing that, obviously,
yeah, of
or maybe
course.
it's just
Yeah,
my
yeah.
eyes. I'm not sure,
But see,
but
that's where I want to stop, Sean. That's why I use the word distorted. I'm not going to use the angle changes because, like, where's this angle at? Where's this angle at? Where's this angle at? That's what I'm saying about how ridiculous it is when a dentist gets hit on by a hot chick, and he's just like, I know exactly how her mouth is making her smile like that, and he's missing the fact that she's hitting on him. I mean, you can the devil is in the details, right?
yeah,
I mean,
I see what you're saying.
this is just distorted. Let's just leave it at that. Why are you going to try to break this down and tell me what's exactly happening? Because you're not anywhere near any of this space in the distance here. I know what's happening at 300 yards away from this house because of this. You see this part right here? This tells me that
You,
300 yards away and 2 feet off the ground, there's a differential. I'm like, whatever, man.
I can say, looking at this observation, we couldn't come to a conclusion on a lot of things, but we could come to a conclusion. We know there's refraction, but now we're talking what we should see and shouldn't see. We don't have enough data.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but can you
Well,
maybe unpack that? I mean, what do you mean
mhm.
like what we should see and not see?
So if we're sitting here talking, going, okay, well, this is what we're looking at. We're looking, me and you say we're standing on the shoreline and looking at the observation, and I'm going, and you're saying this is due to this, and I'm saying, okay, well, maybe it's due to this. What we're seeing right now, we don't, or maybe it's me because I've never been there, but I don't know the distance. I don't know the temperature. I don't know the conditions and everything like that. So for me, I can't break down that picture without knowing those things to say this is why it's happening is what I meant.
Right, and I don't really care why it's happening.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, either one of us gonna. It's not an explanation of what we're seeing. It's just what do we see and our opinions on it.
So if you can remember earlier in the show, we saw this area all swallowed up. These boats would have been in the band earlier today, like right here. We saw boats glimmering and blurry. We have now a direct line of sight to the shore.
But that would show exact. See, okay, that would be say that could be a situation where I see what you're saying when you're saying that refraction obstructs, but at the same time, we're still it's not obstructing everything. It's still going to give you a different view because of the way the light is, right?
Well, the everything that you're talking about has to do with the area that they call the vanishing line,
Yeah, but
or
do do you have that distance here?
well, I know
Like,
that
do you have enough? Do you have enough? I mean, you know what I mean?
I know that this is 3 miles away.
Okay, so even then, so at this point, your observation is, yeah. See, you would need so much more data because your observation, not that it is so small. You know what I mean? And that the smaller the scale, the smaller the
Well, I
numbers.
suppose what you mean by more data depends on what exactly I want to prove or
Oh
demonstrate.
yeah, yeah, exactly, 100%. But if we were both sitting down discussing why we're seeing what we're seeing, we would need the data for it. If that's were the case.
I would disagree with that. I'm seeing what I'm seeing because it's right here in front of me.
Yeah, but if we were looking at all those bands, we were trying to figure out
Okay,
why
so
those
here we go.
bands are happening.
All right, here we
But
go.
see, but that's the thing. You already said you're not interested in that, so that's not that. You're right. That's not a conversation that we would have.
All right, so here now we have a boat in the distance. And based on my experience shooting this area here, this area is usually swallowed up in a mirage. So I could show you
What
video.
direction are you facing?
This is east, probably like I don't know what to tell you. Halfway between east and south. It's a south. It's a southern east, southeastern
Okay.
facing direction.
So you see that usually gets swallowed up what in the mornings
Well, no, it could be
or
even
midday.
It could be all through the day. I could go through any time of the day, and depending on what the conditions are, let me say it this way, Sean. It is very rare that I can see this land like this. Very, very rare. Maybe that's because I don't get out because of my job. I'm working at night. This is at six.
Yeah, yeah.
O'clock. This is at 6 o'clock in the evening,
Okay.
so the lighting is completely different.
Okay,
You know.
so this is an odd time for you to be out there.
But I can't think of anything earlier in the day where I can see stuff like this. So the point that I'm going to try to make right here is that, we know that this is a boat. It's distorted. It's not clear. It's in the distance. And when I have other boats that are closer, depending on what kind of hold on, sorry, I can't watch her, otherwise I get distracted and lose my train of thought. It's like
No
a
worries.
freaking hypnosis. But
Well, yeah, because you're trying to focus in on what you're seeing, and
yeah.
it's the same with listening. I'm like, going
This is
back
what I
and
was
forth.
gonna say. This is what I was gonna say. We're only halfway through. I think that there's a scene in here later on where I've got a sailboat, and the sailboat is an inferior mirage, right? But this isn't an inferior mirage, and it's more than likely, I would say, farther away than my sailboat later on. So the thing that we have to realize is that when we see an object on the horizon and all we can see is the sail, okay, I have that image at less than 5 miles away. But the math doesn't work. It doesn't work to say that's over the curve because there's too much of the boat missing if it is a physical curve that's blocking the boat. So that's what, in my mind, for me, made this an easy sell early on, is that this boat is being blocked by the mirage because it's closer to me than this boat is, and there's no mirage on this boat. I can see it. But if the other boat was blocked, well, just real quick, if the other boat was blocked by the physical curvature of the Earth, so would this one.
Depending on the time of the day.
No, because
because throughout the day the light changes.
That's
to
my
our-
argument. You're now borrowing my argument to make your
Well,
point.
okay, well, Travis, I need to borrow it for a second.
Okay.
Don't be stingy.
All right.
Yeah, from morning to evening, the way we see things changes due to the angle of light that hits our eyes.
Right. But if it is physical curvature that blocks boats, that physical curvature doesn't change.
But if it was refraction only doing it, not obstruction, then throughout the day we would see a uniformed difference in that obstruction from bottom up.
Then
Whereas we see the same with the distance, we see the same obstructing an object. But when we have refraction, the refraction still acts as if the horizon is acting as we're explaining it. So it's just adding refraction to it.
I would say if you make the claim that we would see uniformity, you would have to show me that. I don't believe you can.
Okay, uniformity in a sense of morning to evening. Conditions would matter though.
I think that I could speak from my experience that I would say that is 100% false.
Okay, perfect. Here we go. Remember when we were looking at the?
Can I stop you just real quick? Hold on to that. You see this this green marker right here? This green flash?
Hmm.
So if I were to go back earlier to the scene, what is this, 1409? I don't think I can. This doesn't show me. I don't like that. It doesn't show me my scale. But you know that large channel marker that I shoot,
Yeah.
number 17, that's a quarter mile away from me. Okay, quarter mile. So if that marker is like my marker, that marker is a quarter mile away from this shoreline, which says to me I've got a line to line shot. What am I saying? I've got a
Can I answer a question from your chat real quick?
yeah.
Yeah, a flat Earth data. Your question: where would the physicality come from? The apparent edge. The horizon is the edge of the physical body that it obstructs. And I actually like Dread, so I respectfully say the standard refraction versus, once we start talking about uh, extensive miraging, is only the index of refraction. The standard is just what we would assume. Yes, I said it, assume it to be in those conditions.
Yeah, I still, and I'm not trying to be an ass, I still am waiting for someone to show me what that looks like so I can understand how to interpret what I see.
I'm still trying to understand it myself. To be
But
honest, I'm
see,
not
but
going to sit
see,
here and say
if
I
there's
know
an
it all.
average, right? But see, if there is a
Mhm.
standard, you should be able to show.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, I don't get it in the sense of um, Florida coast is different from California coast, so they're definitely not going to be the same index of refraction. But
Yeah,
I
but
know
that
there's a
qualification's not
error.
made, Sean. I've never heard
Uh,
anybody. So
it's hard. Yeah,
how about
I agree.
this? Right?
I
No, no, no.
agree.
How
I
about
agree.
this? Now you've got to go to Mick West and say, can you put in a standard refraction for the Key West, Florida, please?
Yeah, I would like to find that because I haven't seen it.
Know what I mean? They don't do that.
I agree.
So in my mind, you can't introduce it now. Not you. I'm saying all of a
No,
sudden,
no, no, yeah, yeah. I
let's
see
say
what you're
that
saying.
Mick
I see
West
what
is like Google and he's listening in right now.
you're
And
saying.
he's go, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna refresh this and it's gonna put in your geographical location. No, 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 no. If you didn't need it before, you don't need it now. It's completely irrelevant.
Hey Travis,
Yeah.
I do hate to run, but I gotta
No,
start
no,
my
good.
stream.
Okay, cool.
But I appreciate the conversation, my
Yeah,
friend,
yeah. Thanks
and
for joining.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Flat Earth Data. You want to come on and show your video or talk about it? Either way. There's the Zoom link. Link is open if anybody wants to join the chat. So basically, what we're looking at right now is a 9-mile distance with incredibly disgusting refraction. Right? I mean, I obviously know, but this is as good as it's going to get. The lighting is bad, and the refraction is absolutely atrocious. Okay, we can't even see that this boat is the same as it was before. Let me back up a little bit, right? That's too far. Here we go. Okay, we can see this boat here. And by the time it gets to where it was here, it's totally distorted even more. I know. I hear what they say, and I just think, do you hear what you're saying? Can you honestly hear what you're saying right now? We have you at the scene, Mr. The Plain Truth. You are at the scene. Your hand was on the murder weapon. Yeah, but it's not me, Your Honor. Everybody's like, oh my gosh. I've got no proof. Seek and find Smurf in the house. Just looking over some long lost footage. There we go, starting over again. Let's see what I'm saying here.
Yada, yada, yada. Here I am. Water, water, water. Yada, yada, yada.
feel like I started this over the same way. Is this the same video as before? I hope not. Let me see. What is this? 17? No, there's
Water
no...
temperature is nice,
No,
probably in the low 70s.
Okay, so remember the scene that we just left. Here, I'm going to back up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to stop. Here we go. You guys are going to see this channel marker. Okay, here we go. And out. All right, here we go. Channel marker 17. By the way, in the wintertime, they turn it into a barrel. They change out the marker. It's very interesting. I don't know why. But it's not this marker. But they do it seasonally. All right, so this is 6 o'clock in the evening. There's this really weird lavender purple light over here. Can you guys hear the music still? Thanks for the blues. Oh, you know what? It started back up. I gotta figure out how to not do that. Oh wait, I thought I turned that off. Wow, was that music drowning out the whole time? Was the music too loud? I thought I turned the music off. I totally blocked it. Oh, you know what? You got to do it over here. That's really weird. Huh. Was that music too loud? Because it would look like it was set up really high. Peace, Love, and Criminal has a new upload for everybody to check out. Okay, make sure you do that. All right, no worries. Flat Earth Data. Okay, here we go. All right, what was I doing? Here we go. Keep this vision in your mind. Think of this perspective in your mind. You see this distance of water here? Okay, you see this this cape here, and then this distant shoreline here is 9 miles away. No, I know I turned the music. Well, no. Whatever. See, I can't hear the... Anyway. Here we go. So now it's going to switch over till the next day.
Alright, so here we go. This is...
Just to give you a heads up, straight ahead right here is the channel marker. Right here. And I'd say it's about a quarter mile.
September 16th. Yada, yada, yada. Here I am. Water, water, water. Yada, yada, yada.
Alright, so remember you could see the shoreline before. Here's channel marker 17. If you hear this little twit in the background, that's a cardinal. My favorite bird in all the land. I love cardinals. I'm trying to stop this on a clear. It's not stopping on a clear shot. There we go. That's a pretty good one. Right there. There we go. That's a good one. Okay, so what we're going to do right now real quick is get our naked water slide. Alright. Okay, it's going to be a different color of water, but whatever. So what you have right here... Oh my gosh. I want to shoot... Okay. All right. What we have right here is the horizon. You see that? On the water at least, right? Okay? So on the water, where we see the water end is always the horizon. This is always where the water ends. And then, because that's where it ends, it is the edge, and then you got going down the other side. The problem is, that's not reality. This is reality here. Okay? So, here is, there's the water. We're going to remove the mirage. And there's the boat right on top of the water. Right there. If we saw that, we would not think that this boat is over the curve. But because we're seeing... Move out of the way, man. Because we're seeing that, we have a, I don't know, cognitive dissonance. I have no idea why. But here in the distance now, this is how far up the water goes. Because this is physical land, and we've got an inferior mirage going on right here. I might lower this down a little bit. Right there. Yeah, this is always so scaly. Right there. Okay? Right there. So, that's interesting. I gotta figure out how to talk about this. Alright. Cover that back up. What time is it? It is 4 o'clock. I want to go to bed. I've been recovering from the flu last weekend, and it's just been a lethargic week, and I haven't even gone out to shoot. I went outside the apartment to go get something for my car, and I looked over the Chesapeake and saw the Red Roof House, and then I saw this incredible inferior mirage, and I'm just like, shit. But if I go out all the time, I will never get anything done. I wouldn't be spending time here with beautiful people like yourself. The beautiful people. Okay, so that's really cool. Did you guys see that bird? Let's go back again and watch that. Alright, so right now we've got this seagull right here. We've got this channel marker right here. And you're going to see this bird dance in the band. And this it's not a tugboat, but it's kind of like a I think that this is around the Susquehanna from the Chesapeake. There is a quarry, and so there's a lot of barges that come through. This is a barge. That's what I was looking for, a barge. Okay, but you can clearly see the inferior mirage here, right? You clearly see where the inferior mirage is, and understand that this boat is not going over the curve. It's not being refracted. It's not over the curve, and the reason why we can see it is because it's being refracted up. Okay, so anyway, back to the back. Watch this bird. It disappear and then come back. It drops below the table limit. What's the table limit? It is the reference to the limit of your eye looking over a flat plane. At a particular angle. Turn up the music. Let me see what I can do about that. Let me see. That is not what I wanted. I hate it when this happens. It is the reference to the limit of your eye looking over a flat plane. Yeah, I've got the music going. I don't know why you guys can't hear it at a particular angle. Turn up the music. Let's see. Let's see if that does it. It's not what I wanted. Reference to the limit of your eye looking over a plane. Yeah, I've got the music going. I don't know why you guys can't hear it. Turn up the music. Let's see if that does it. It's not what I wanted. Okay, I think you guys should have the music going right now, so... Yeah? Well, peace-loving criminal, that's true to a certain extent, except that you have to put it into the context of what we're discussing, and that is curvature. Measurable Earth curve. So, you're correct. An artist will be able to explain perspective to us. I agree. But that artist is not going to apply his principles when he looks out over the horizon. He's not gonna think to do both. Do you get what I mean? He's gonna assume a globe, and he's not going to be critically thinking about what he understands in terms of perspective. So we have this jet bike going into the distance. And I wanted to follow it the entire time, but I believe that I lost sight of it with my eye and thought that it was gone, and so I left it before it actually disappeared out of sight. It's not Pink Floyd, even though someone made that comment earlier if it was Pink Floyd. I'm just going to shut up. You guys just want to listen to conspiracy. Please yourself. Okay? Please yourself. Okay? I'll just be here drinking my Rebel Yell Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Yeah, but Musicians for Truth, we've been saying that for years. We've been saying that for over 2 years in my experience. That it doesn't take into account. They don't care. They don't care. So that's why we have to take it. That's why we have to take it out of YouTube into mainstream academia. I do too. Multiple smurfing times. Is that what MFT means? Yeah, well, it's going to be the right person at the right place at the right time. I would love to find someone who has a grant out there for someone who wants to devote themselves to a pretty particular scientific area. Philanthropist will completely fund the research. That would be fantastic to find somebody to do that. Not so that I can make money, but so that I can live while I'm researching this and presenting it in a way that would be acceptable to the Academy.
Brenda, I have one question for Brenda. Brenda, why are you describing the measurement of a flat...
It's so funny, this whole time I'm listening. While I'm filming, I'm listening probably to the flat earth debate. So then I chime in. I'm on the panel. That's funny. How do we make people accept truth? It is cannot. It is the right place. It is serendipity. MFT. It is. Oh, is that what MFT means? Oh, I got it. I just did MFT too. Didn't even realize what I was doing. MFT is Musicians for Truth, not Mother Smurfing Truth. Multiple smurfing times. That's funny. Okay. Yeah. You know. So when I was a Christian. That was the whole argument, like, how do we these sinners that are in hell? Because if we don't let these sins that is too bad, how do we convince them of the truth? It's like, you say, hey man, did you listen? The music is too loud. Oh my god. I can't win, yo. So bizarre because I've got to find a marker. I've got to get a marker for how high the music needs to be. Sorry about that. Thanks, SE Montreal. Dread. Okay. I think Sean G said he liked you. He said, I like dreads. And I didn't know what he was talking about. Now I forgot what I was saying. Thanks, SE Montreal, for distracting me. You know how hard it is for me to multitask? You're a troll, aren't you? Look at this beautiful refraction. Look at this beautiful inferior mirage. Alright, let's see if I'm still talking to Brenda. Is the music instead of conversation? Sometimes. Like if I thought about doing it when having it in the background, so if I'm not talking, then there's music.
Alright, so you can see we've got a nice contrast with the tide being down, September 17th. Got a sneeze coming on. Here it comes. Alright, so I'm just gonna...
Shout out to SE Montreal.
A level.
In case you guys didn't know, I'm gonna pause this real quick to plug my debate. I have a debate coming up, and I have no idea what the hell it's going to be. I mean, I'm not really that impressed with this guy's format. He doesn't give you a lot of detail in terms of the debate. So it's just, it is what it is. But this is the channel Modern Day Debate. And I'm going to put it in the thing right now. My debate tonight, Eastern Standard Time. 2100 hours. Here we go. Alright. There's the debate tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's somebody... I don't even know. Let's go back. What does it say? Come on now. Flat Earther, Plain Truth versus Globe Earther, but he's got a name. Can't remember what his name is. Oh, there it is. T-Jump. T-Jump. Okay. He's pretty hip. His name is T-Jump. The water-powered car. You know what? I mean, it's just so crazy. Like, you gotta wonder even if those guys are plants, you know. I don't know if you've heard the alternative interpretation of Jeff Bezos. Like how could this guy's garage band shoelace from the grassroots book-selling garage turned into this this is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's like when I first watched that Denzel Washington movie. I can't remember what it's called. It's not The Punisher. The Equalizer. the equalizer, right? He's just a normal guy eating in a diner. When somebody picks on somebody that's smaller than he is, he's the equalizer. You can be the equal. No, this guy had like a military background. He knew how to kill people with his pinky. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not real. It's not real. So the reason why we haven't had cannabis available, because it's a plant that you should be able to grow on your own and do whatever the hell you want with it. You know, like Tucker. If you remember the 80s-ish movie, like 87 maybe, with Jeff Bridges, where he represented the automobile guy that wanted to make a luxury automobile. And he got totally shut down by Ford and GM and all those guys. Right? I mean, like, excuse me, you're afraid of a little competition? So when you have somebody, if they're going to release a water-powered car, right, to me, and it breaks into the mainstream, that was orchestrated. Okay, that's not just happenstance. I mean, you've heard about this stuff all your life, and it's almost like, I've always thought that the Earth wasn't a globe, you know, but I just never knew what to do with the thoughts. And it's like, I always thought, why couldn't we just have a water-powered car or a steam engine? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we could, but you can't mass produce it because the powers that be aren't going to let you. They're not going to let that competition in. I mean, just, you know, anyway, that's not my field of focus, but got sidetracked there. Thanks.
There we go.
The globe head was Sean G. Seek and Find.
And on center. Can't imagine I'm going to be able to see the red roof house over there. But
So this is just after
when
sunrise.
I got up this morning and looked out over the deck, I could see some nice aqua bands.
So again, the idea that we're looking at right here is when you see the limit of the water, that's typically assumed to be curvature. Otherwise, why would it end? Aren't you supposed to be able to see forever? So if you can't see the water, that's curvature. But the problem is that doesn't work out because you see stuff beyond.
And,
Oh.
to get out.
Oh, that I'm debating. No. The person that I'm debating tonight is called T Jump. Tango Jump. He's a white boy, like me, or like I. And so, yeah, I mean, that's all I know. I was supposed to, okay, so I had a debate on Modern Day Debate a week and a half ago, Tuesday. And the host, James, contacted me like 3 days ago, and he said, some woman heard you debate on my channel and wants a piece of you. I'm like, really? Is she cute? No, I think I said, is she purty? And so he thought that it was a woman. And then yesterday, Crash's RC blah blah blah, whatever the hell the rest of his name is, on Jose's channel, says something to me about the debate. I'm thinking, how does he know that I'm having a debate? So I find out that he's going to be my antagonist. He's going to be the interlocutor of my arguments. And so, because James thought that RC was going to be a woman, I thought that I would give James a heads up and just said, hey, look, just want you to know, it's not a woman. It's a guy that I know from the chats that I'm in, and he's, you know, one of my arch nemesis. But I just wanted to let you know. And so it seems to me that James wasn't really happy with the fact that he felt like he was being led astray by the fact that he thought that it was going to be a woman. And he said to me, and I can show you the email, he hasn't gotten a response. It's gone quiet ever since he brought that up. It's gone quiet. So James made the decision to reschedule or not reschedule, to rebook a debater with me, and it happened to be T-Jump. So I'm really excited because T-Jump sounds kind of hip, you know what I'm saying?
Here, trying to catch some of the aqua banding. You can just barely make out the red roof.
All right, so here we go. So if you remember earlier in the scene, that's what marker is this? 2826. Let's go back because I'm going to show you the channel marker that I thought was a platform.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Alright. There we go. There's that boat. I'm just full of burps.
Should be
tonight.
coming up on the park. It's got, there it is.
Give me a second. There we go. Right there. Right there. See that? Okay, guys. Take a look at this. Okay? Take a look at this. This is a fixed platform. You got 1, 2, 3, at least 3 aqua bands into the distance for this. Okay? So here it is here. And now it was at 28 minutes.
Trying to catch some of the aqua banding.
Here it comes. Right there. Okay, so now you can see where the water ends right here. And you remember that we saw at least 3 more distances of water beyond it. Roy Ayers. Good luck tonight on the debate. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to try to pay attention to what he says and give him enough rope. That's what I'm hoping for. Thanks, I appreciate that, Roy. Everybody else out there, thank you so much. Yeah, I was supposed to be debating crashes, SE. That's what the plan was. But when, according to James the host, when James tried to contact Crashes and say, listen, I thought you were a woman. What are you? What's going on? Plain Truth told me blah, blah, blah. He had dead air. So because he never heard back from Crashes, he dropped Crashes and picked somebody else up. So it was supposed to be Crashes. You follow? Alright, so there looks to be about just a minute and a half left of this video. So as soon as this video wraps up, I am going to wrap up.
This is leveled out, but the water's not straight across the screen.
Vegan Goy Smurf is in the house. Here's your answer. Yeah, if you guys haven't bought this album, I highly encourage you to look up on CD Baby. That is Charlie Delta Bravo Alpha Bravo Yahoo CD Baby. and look up
Looks like that's a bald eagle.
Conspiracy Music Guru.
I would venture to guess
I could
that's a
probably just
bald
look it up
eagle.
for you right now and do that. I would highly recommend
I love
you
this
support
landscape. For some
this,
reason, I just love this. The colors and the blending in of
Okay,
the
my cursor.
landscape together. That's a good contrast. I found a shot yesterday with those two markers right there. Whatever those two white markers are, I found that yesterday on in my files. So just a quick little shot this morning, and I'll come back hopefully before work.
Search.
So I'll check you later.
Search. I don't want to distribute music. What the scratch? Sell your music, boost. No. What if I want to? Whatever, man. Okay, let's do this. Conspiracy Music Guru. Soul. Vegio. Alright, I'm just gonna do it this way. Alright, there we go. And put this back up as we wrap it up. And here we go. No, it's not my music. I wish I was musically inclined, but I isn't. Conspiracy Music Guru, also known as Alex Michael. Okay? Go buy his music, please. Support this artist. Vegan Goy made a comment in the live chat for the debate tonight. Alright guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me in this time of looking over lost footage review, all that kind of good stuff. So, as always, I have been your host, Travis Finley, for The Plain Truth. Until